Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Mate Selection. I'm Karan Cole. I'm here on set by myself today. I actually took the liberty to sneak in without the social scientist, aka Alexis Michelle, aka the boss, my wife, hanging over me. Because sometimes she thinks she needs to monitor what I say. She don't trust me a lot of times. But I'm here today to talk about a very serious subject. I want to share with you today about a subject I'm calling releasing the reserve. And what I mean by that is simply this: every one of us who's ever been in a relationship and has been hurt or traumatized in a relationship, as you try to go forward into your next relationship or series of relationships, you always tend to reserve a certain portion of yourself to yourself. And we think it's the healthy thing we do because we don't want to give 100% of us again to anybody else, because we've done that in faith or in trust in the previous relationship. We gave everything, and guess what? At the end of the day, we end up losing everything. We end up getting hurt. We end up being traumatized and so many other negative instances. So it's only part of our human makeup to reserve a portion of ourselves. It's maybe our self-preservation mechanism. But I'm here to tell you that that may not necessarily be the safest thing or the safest way to conduct ourselves. First and foremost, I gotta say, if you feel that you're in a place where you have to reserve a certain portion of yourself, then maybe seeking a relationship may not be what you need to be doing right now. More so, you need to be seeking ways to make yourself healthy all over again. Because what we're finding out is, again, and I'm very much guilty of it, I realized the other day, that you can be in a relationship and you're still reserving a portion of yourself. And the truth of the matter, it's not fair to the person you're trying to engage or build a relationship with, or in a relationship or a marriage with, because then they don't have 100% of you, you don't have 100% of them, because everybody's trying to reserve a portion. And I understand that, there is a fear that comes when you get back into a relationship again. You get back on the horse, you try it again, especially if you're one of those people. Guess what? It didn't work the first time, didn't work the 5th time, didn't work the 10th time. Now on the 11th time, you really feel the necessity to hold back some of yourself because you don't know if you really can trust him or you can trust her. And I think these are the things that are the places of comfort we need to come to before we actually label whatever we're doing as relationship. Because once you label it as relationship, you should feel safe enough where you don't have to reserve any of yourself to yourself. The word reserve simply means to keep back, to set aside, to set apart. And the truth of the matter is, who wants to be in a relationship and they don't have 100% of a person? Who wants to be in a relationship with someone where, you don't have 100% of their attention or 100% of their affection or their thoughts or whatever the case happens to be? And what we've done by humanity and by habit is this: because I've been hurt before and I want to reserve something, guess what? I've given 100% of myself to someone who did not deserve 100% of myself. And now I may have the right, him or her, in my life, and who deserves 100% of myself, but I won't give them all of me because I'm still afraid of what happens. So I'm keeping a portion in reserve. The strange part about the reserve is what you're holding back from this person that you may be in relationship with or building a relationship with. That may be the part that you need. And every one of us keeps a different part of us in reserve. Some of us will reserve our from an intellectual place. You know what? I'm not going to share my ideas and my thoughts because I shared my ideas and my thoughts before, and look where it got me. Some of us we're going to keep a part of us emotionally reserved. I'm not putting all my feelings into him. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket in her, because what happened, when they left the last time, they left me devastated and broken emotionally. Some people I'm not going to trust anybody with my money and my finances again, and I ain't putting them on my credit card, and she can't be on my account because guess what? And so you keep all this stuff reserved, and everybody has different reserve portions, and you don't understand that the part that you may be reserving might be the part that the other person needs from you to make sure that so they can release their reserve. So it's all about trust. It's about timing. It's about patience. It's about letting this thing trust. I hear my wife say it all the time. Trust is not something you just give. It has to be earned. But if this person, he or she, is earning and developing and working towards it, then in the process you start to release enough of it, because the last thing you need to be is in a situation, a marriage, a relationship where you can't be 100% with the other person, where you can't be 100% with yourself. You're always going to leave a door open there for, guess what, for something to happen. The truth of the matter is, releasing the reserve is not going to guarantee that nothing's not going to happen. It doesn't guarantee that things are going to go right 100% of the time. But I'm almost can assure you, the more of yourself you keep to yourself, you're guaranteeing that you're going to repeat the same cycle again, because what you won't do to him or with him or her, or what you won't give may be the part they need from you. And guess what? You're setting yourself for the same situation again. So what my whole concept of this video is, I want you to understand and identify for yourself, you know what? Am I keeping some of me in reserve from him or her? And the question is, do I need to keep some of myself in from him or her? Because maybe something in fairness to you, maybe some of their habits or their tendencies might have triggered something and put you back a little bit. And then you might need to work through. In fact, my wife and I, when I was sharing with her what I was going to do, that's why I snuck in here, because she didn't think I was actually going to do this today. I shared with her that sometimes we may have to develop trust exercises to help people rebuild trust areas so they can release these reserves. Because guess what? You can't build a marriage or a healthy relationship only giving a part of you. That means you're only going to have a part, whether it's 50%, 60%, 75%, 30%. If it's not 100, it's not going to be whole. It's not going to be solid. And guess what? Something's going to break off. And I think that's why a lot of people get in trouble and get third-party interaction in their relationship, because the part of you that man or that woman is looking for you, whatever you won't release, there's somebody out there waiting, willing to release it for them. It's tight, but it might be right. I'm just here to tell you, analyze and learn for yourself. See what part of you that you have that's in reserve. Ask yourself, am I really ready to release my reserve? And if I'm not really ready to release my reserve, should I be seeking a relationship, or should I be seeking getting myself whole and getting myself better? Because again, at some point, if I'm going to do relationship, I'm going to have to release myself. And if I'm not safe or don't feel safe with the person I'm with now, maybe he or she's not the person I need to be building with going forward. So I need to stop now, so that way I can get myself to a place where I feel that I'm dealing with someone that I can trust to release 100%. Again, here's a kick. It doesn't guarantee it's going to work. You know what? Nothing in life is guaranteed. But you guarantee the more you keep in reserve, guess what? The less there is to reciprocate in a relationship. The less there is to continue to build on in a relationship. And if you're holding something and the other person's holding something, guess what? They're not giving you 100% of them. You're not giving 100% of yourself. And yet you want something that's whole. So I want you to have a whole and a healthy relationship. And if at all possible, release the reserve. I'm Karan, by myself. Thank you for joining us for another selection of Mate Selection. See you next time with Alexis. Bye.